she saw you reading this. In 1488, a deformed cave dweller described your smartphone, your car, your world, in terrifying detail. Then she predicted how it all would end. Are we living her final prophecy? This is the story of a woman who shouldn't have survived her first breath. A woman so ugly that people believed she was fathered by the devil himself. A woman who defied death, predicted the impossible, and left behind prophecies that haunt us to this day. Welcome to Time Oddities. Today we're diving into the terrifying true story of Mother Shipton, the prophetess who predicted the future with impossible accuracy, and whose most devastating prophecy might still be coming true. Look around you right now, your phone in your hand, the car parked outside, that airplane humming overhead in the distance, the instant message you sent across the world this morning. All of this, every single piece of your modern reality, was described in vivid detail by a hideously deformed woman living in a cave over 500 years ago. Before Columbus discovered America, before Shakespeare was born, before electricity, engines, or anything resembling modern technology existed. Her name was Mother Shipton, and you are living inside her prophecy. The year is 1488, Yorkshire, England. A violent thunderstorm tears across the countryside, lightning splitting the sky like cracks in reality itself. Inside a dark cave beside the River Nid, a teenage girl named Agatha Southiel is giving birth alone and terrified. When the baby finally emerges and the midwife arrives too late, she takes one look at the infant and makes the sign of the cross. The child, a girl named Ursula, is hideously deformed. Her spine twists like a gnarled tree branch. Her legs bend at unnatural angles. Her face is so disturbing that, according to historical accounts, grown men couldn't look at her without turning away in horror. In Tudor England, where physical appearance was believed to reflect the state of one's soul, baby Ursula's body was a proclamation written in flesh, announcing that something unholy had entered the world. The villagers demanded answers about who the father was, but Agatha refused to say. The whispers began immediately. The devil himself, demonic spawn. She should be drowned before she brings a curse upon us all. But somehow, impossibly, Ursula survived. And as she grew from a cursed infant into a strange young woman, people began to realize something terrifying. Her appearance wasn't the most frightening thing about her. Ursula could see things that hadn't happened yet, things that couldn't happen, things that would take 300 years to come true. At age 24, something happened that shocked the entire village. Ursula Southiel got married. A carpenter named Toby Shipton asked for her hand, and she became Mother Shipton. The scandal was immediate and vicious. The entire village was convinced he had been bewitched, that she had poisoned him with a love potion, because no man in his right mind would marry such a creature. But Toby Shipton stayed by her side, and Mother Shipton began her work as the village soothsayer. At first, her predictions were small and local. Will the harvest be good? Will my daughter's marriage last? Will I recover from this illness? But unlike the countless fake fortune-tellers who spoke in vague riddles, Mother Shipton's predictions were specific, detailed, and they came true. Word spread beyond her village, beyond Yorkshire, across all of England. And soon, Mother Shipton wasn't just predicting crop yields. She was predicting the fates of the most powerful men in the kingdom. Cardinal Thomas Wolsey was King Henry VIII's right-hand man, the Archbishop of York, one of the most powerful figures in all of England, a man who could have anyone executed with a single word. And Mother Shipton, a a deformed peasant woman living in poverty, made a prophecy about him that should have gotten her burned at the stake. She declared that Cardinal Wolsey would see York, but would never reach it. Think about how insane this sounds. Wolsey was the Archbishop of York. Saying he'd never reach his own city was like predicting the Pope would never enter the Vatican. It was treasonous. It was suicidal. When Wolsey heard about this prophecy, his response was immediate. Arrest her. Burn her as a witch. But then Mother Shipton did something that would become legend. When Wolsey's men arrived to take her away, she didn't run or beg. Instead, she removed her kerchief and held it up for everyone to see. Then, staring directly at Wolsey's representatives, she placed it into the roaring fire, declaring that if the cloth burned, so would she. The flames consumed the cloth completely. Everyone watched, waiting for it to turn to ash. Then Mother Shipton reached into the fire and pulled out the kerchief completely untouched, not even singed, still clean and white. The room went dead silent. She picked up her wooden walking staff and laid it across the flames, repeating that if it burned, so would she. The fire roared around it. She pulled it out without a single scorch mark. Wolsey's men returned to the cardinal white-faced and trembling, but Wolsey was furious. He would prove this witch wrong. He would travel to York, enter the city in triumph, and watch as Mother Shipton was discredited and executed for her lies. He began his journey north, confident and powerful. As Wolsey approached York, he climbed a tower to view the city in the distance. He could see it, the walls, the cathedral, his cathedral. At that exact moment, a messenger arrived on an exhausted horse with urgent news from London. Wolsey was being summoned back immediately to face charges of treason. He saw York from that tower. He never set foot inside it. Days later, while traveling back to London, Cardinal Thomas Wolsey died suddenly. Mother Shipton's prophecy had come true exactly as she said it would. The news spread like wildfire across England. The ugly witch had predicted a cardinal's death. She had made fire obey her will. She possessed powers that defied explanation. But this was just the beginning, because Mother Shipton's next prophecies weren't about cardinals or kings. They were about you. Imagine you're living in 1488. Transportation means horses, oxen, or walking. The fastest anyone has ever moved is maybe 30 miles per hour on a galloping horse. Ships are made of wood because everyone knows iron sinks. Communication takes weeks or months. The idea of flying is pure fantasy. Now imagine trying to describe the modern world to someone from that time. Impossible, right? Mother Shipton did it in rhyming verses that would survive for 500 years. She wrote that carriages without horses shall go, and accidents fill the world with woe. She predicted automobiles and the car accident epidemic, killing over 1 million people yearly. In 1488, this was meaningless nonsense. 3 centuries later, it became reality. She wrote that around the world thoughts shall fly, in the twinkling of an eye. The internet, instant messaging, your text arriving across continents before you blink. In her time, messages traveled only as fast as horses or ships. Instant global communication was impossible as teleportation. Yet she saw it clearly. She wrote that iron in the water shall float, as easy as a wooden boat. In 1488, this violated physics. Iron sinks. Ships were wood, period. Yet she predicted massive steel vessels now dominating our oceans, some weighing over 200,000 tons. How did she know? She wrote that underwater men shall walk, shall ride, shall sleep, shall talk. She didn't just predict underwater travel, She described life inside a submarine. Walking, riding, sleeping, talking while submerged. A perfect description of submarine operations written 400 years before modern submarines existed. How did she know? But Mother Shipton's most chilling prophecy predicted human flight, followed by apocalyptic bloodshed. The 20th century proved her right. 2 world wars, 100 million dead, aerial bombardment, nuclear weapons. She saw it all from a cave in 1488. If she was right about everything else, what if she was right about the ending too? If Mother Shipton's story sent chills down your spine, hit that subscribe button, because history's strangest mysteries are just getting started.